You stand as the blade in the dark, the chosen warrior destined to confront and vanquish the encroaching shadows. Though your ancestors' actions tore reality's fabric, you emerge as its mender, the one who will seal the breach for eternity. Their desperate bargain, whether struck in a moment of weakness, whispered to nameless entities in forgotten tongues, or sealed with crimson offerings under a moonless sky, has cascaded through time to reach you. The price of their folly was steep, creating a fissure in the world's defenses, a hairline crack that grew into a gaping maw. Through this breach, malevolence seeped like black ink through parchment, tainting everything it touched. But where they faltered, you will stand firm. Where they opened doors best left sealed, you will forge the locks that can never be broken. The weight of their mistakes ends with you, not as their victim, but as their redemption, the warrior who will cleanse the taint from your bloodline's legacy. You emerge as the blade bearer, the destined warrior whose shadow stretches long against the encroaching darkness. While your ancestors' folly carved open the veil between worlds, you rise as its destined guardian, the one whose hands will seal shut the cosmic wound. Their reckless pact, born perhaps from desperation, whispered to ancient entities that should have remained forgotten or etched in blood beneath a starless sky, has rippled through generations to find you. The cost of their bargain was beyond measure, creating a breach in reality's armor, a tiny fracture that festered into an abyssal wound. Through this gap, darkness poured like liquid night, corrupting all it touched with its malevolent presence. But where they wavered, you stand resolute. Where they opened pathways that should have remained sealed, you will forge barriers that can never be breached. Their legacy of mistakes ends here, not with their damnation, but with your ascension as the warrior who will purify your bloodline's tainted heritage and restore balance to a world teetering on the edge of shadow. Through the mist of generations, a truth emerges stark and unforgiving. Your ancestors' choice was no mere misstep, but a calculated gambit for power, wealth, or vengeance. They reached into the void with greedy hands, blind to the poison they would pour into their own bloodline. The corruption didn't announce itself with thunder and lightning, but crept in like shadow beneath a door, threading itself through the very fabric of your family's destiny. You've witnessed its toll firsthand, the inexplicable madness that claims relatives behind closed doors, the addictions that devour souls like hungry ghosts, the wealth that dissolves like morning dew, leaving only bitter tears. Family bonds shatter under the weight of unexplained rage, jealousy cuts deeper than any blade, and death stalks your lineage with unnatural persistence. The signs were always there, in the whispered stories of sudden tragedy, in the photographs of eyes that held too much darkness, in the way fortune seemed to turn against your blood with cruel precision. What others dismissed as bad luck or poor choices, you now recognize as the fingerprints of something ancient and malevolent, a curse that has wrapped itself around your family tree like strangling ivy, feeding on the misery it creates. But understanding is the first step toward breaking chains that were forged before your birth. In the tapestry of your family's torment, the threads of suffering wove themselves with cruel precision, each generation bearing wounds that echoed those of their forebears. But you are different. Where others saw only shadows, you see patterns. Where they felt only pain, you recognize purpose. Your birth into this cursed lineage wasn't chance, but destiny's careful calculation. The weight that bends your shoulders isn't the burden of inherited sin, but the mantle of a chosen warrior. You carry within you what your ancestors could never grasp, a fierce clarity that cuts through centuries of deception, an unshakable strength forged in the fires of generational trauma, and an awareness that illuminates the darkest corners of your legacy. The demon's grip on your bloodline trembles for the first time in centuries, for in you it recognizes its own undoing. Your very existence is a prophecy fulfilled, a promise of redemption written in the stars long before your first breath. Where your ancestors cowered, you stand tall. Where they submitted, you rebel. The cycle of torment that has claimed so many before you now meets its match, a descendant who doesn't just endure the curse, but has the power to shatter it completely. The darkness trembles, for it knows its reckoning draws near. It can feel the fire in your soul, the unyielding resolve that sets you apart from those who came before. Every step you take, every breath you draw, is a countdown to its end. You were not just born into this bloodline, you were forged for this purpose, a weapon honed by generations of suffering and sacrifice. The curse that has whispered through your family for centuries, feeding on their despair, now faces its greatest threat. The pact, sealed in shadows and sustained by fear, has reached its breaking point. You are the storm that will tear through its foundations, the force that will shatter the chains binding your lineage. What began in secrecy and darkness will end in light and finality. Your ancestors may have opened the portal, but it is your hands that will slam it shut, forever. The darkness knows its time is up, and it fears the one thing it never expected: you. The demon thrives in disguise, cloaking itself in the warmth of familiarity, weaving its corruption into the hearts of those closest to you. It doesn't announce itself with horns or fire. It hides behind the eyes of someone you hold dear, someone whose love feels genuine, whose presence feels safe. It whispers through their words, subtle and venomous, planting seeds of doubt, stirring conflict where there should be peace. It could be a parent whose quiet criticisms erode your self-worth, a sibling whose envy festers in the shadows of your success, or a friend whose well-meaning advice always seems to lead you astray. They are not evil, not yet. They laugh with you, embrace you, and stand by you in your darkest moments. But beneath the surface, something else stirs, something ancient and malevolent, twisting their intentions and feeding on their vulnerabilities. The demon doesn't just corrupt, it manipulates, turning love into a weapon, trust into a trap. And as you look into their eyes, you wonder, are they still themselves, or has the darkness already claimed them? The demon thrives in the cracks of love, twisting affection into a weapon and turning trust into a battlefield. Its voice is insidious, slipping through the lips of those you hold closest, wrapping its poison in laughter and concern. You've felt it in the sting of a joke that wasn't funny, in the weight of guilt placed on your shoulders for crimes you didn't commit, in the endless dance of blame that always seems to end with you. It sows discord with precision, knowing that every argument tears the bonds of your family just a little thinner. Every misunderstanding pulls you further from peace. Harmony is its enemy, unity its greatest fear. It orchestrates chaos like a symphony, feeding on the pain and confusion it creates, growing stronger with every betrayal, every tear shed in anger, every word spoken in spite. The demon doesn't just reside in the shadows, it thrives in the fractures of your relationships, feeding on the very love it seeks to destroy. Look deeper. Who in your life consistently leaves you questioning your worth, doubting your instincts, and carrying wounds you can't explain? Who always seems to stir the pot, yet walks away unscathed, their hands clean, while the rest of you are left to pick up the pieces? This is no accident. It's a strategy, deliberate and precise. They may not even know they're a vessel for something darker, but ignorance does not absolve them. Once you see the strings, once you recognize the puppet, the time for hesitation is over. You must sever the ties, not out of hatred, but out of necessity. Detach yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally. The demon cannot survive without your consent, your energy, your pain. Deny it everything, distance yourself, even when it feels like tearing your own heart apart. They will lash out, call you selfish, accuse you of abandoning them, weaponize guilt to drag you back into the chaos. But you must stand firm, because this is bigger than hurt feelings or fractured relationships. This is a battle for your soul, for your freedom. And in this war, your refusal to engage is your greatest weapon. Your awareness is a light the darkness cannot endure. With every step you take toward clarity, the demon's grip falters, its illusions unraveling like smoke in the wind. Your boundaries are no longer just walls, they are fortresses, impenetrable to its manipulation. It will try to cling to the puppet, twisting their words, their emotions, their pleas, but you know the truth now. You've pierced the veil, and what once held you captive no longer has power over you. The demon relied on your blindness, your loyalty, your aching need to hold everything together, but now it faces someone unshackled, someone who sees the strings and refuses to be bound by them. Its greatest weapon, your love, has become its undoing, for you have learned to wield it without letting it destroy you. The cycle ends with you, and the darkness knows it. It can no longer hide, no longer thrive, because you have seen it for what it is, and what is seen cannot survive. This demon is a parasite of lineage, slithering through the veins of your family tree, sowing discord with precision. It doesn't rest. It evolves, finding new hosts, exploiting new vulnerabilities. Perhaps it first rooted itself in your ancestors, whispering bitterness into your grandmother's heart, turning love into resentment that splintered the family. Then it slipped into an uncle, feeding on his pain, twisting it into addiction that left devastation in its wake. Now, maybe it's your sibling, their words sharp with envy, their actions laced with malice, poisoning every bond they touch. The demon's strategy is timeless: divide and conquer. It crafts villains out of victims, victims out of villains, blurring the lines between the two until chaos reigns supreme. But its pattern is clear, and once you see it, you can break it. You are not just another link in the chain, you are the one who can sever it. Family gatherings transform into war zones, where love is overshadowed by tension and every word feels like a trigger. Voices rise, accusations fly, and someone, always someone, becomes the sacrificial lamb, the one blamed for all the wounds no one else wants to face. Is it you? Are you the one carrying the weight of their unresolved anger, their guilt, their shame? Look closely. Who stands untouched amidst the chaos, quietly thriving on the turmoil? Who watches with a faint smirk, their satisfaction hidden behind a mask of innocence? The demon thrives here, weaving jealousy into the fabric of relationships, turning siblings into rivals and parents into manipulators. It feeds on mistrust, breaking bonds that should have been unbreakable. It leaves behind scars that ache long after the arguments fade. Money disappears like smoke, opportunities slip through your grasp, and you're left wondering if you're cursed. But it's not a curse, it's a design, a calculated destruction, and the only way to break free is to stop playing its game. You've lived this cycle, felt its grip tightening with every tragedy, every heartbreak, every moment of despair that seemed to come out of nowhere. The accidents, the illnesses, the untimely losses, they weren't mere coincidences. They were calculated moves, designed to drain hope, to keep you and your family trapped in a web of grief and powerlessness. The demon thrives on this pain, growing stronger with every tear shed, every dream abandoned. But now, it's restless. It knows something is different. It senses the shift in you, the strength you've uncovered, the clarity you've gained. You're not like the others. You're not blind to its games, and that terrifies it. Every setback it throws at you, every betrayal it orchestrates, is a desperate attempt to weaken you, to keep you from realizing the truth. You are its undoing. You carry the power to break this cycle, to end the torment once and for all. Don't let it deceive you into thinking you're powerless. You're not here to endure this curse, you're here to destroy it. This is the final test, the demon's last desperate gamble to keep its hold on you. It knows its time is running out, that its grip on your family and your life is slipping through its fingers. So now, it plays its most dangerous card, a trap crafted just for you. It will come wrapped in everything you've ever wanted, everything you've longed for in your darkest moments. It might look like the perfect opportunity, the dream job, the windfall of money that solves everything. Or maybe it's someone from your past, someone who knows the words to soothe your wounds, who promises to fill the emptiness you've carried for so long. But you're not the same anymore. You can see through the illusion, feel the darkness lurking beneath the surface. This isn't salvation. It's the demon's last attempt to pull you back into the cycle. It's counting on your fear, your loneliness, your need for comfort. But you've come too far to fall now. You're stronger than it knows, and this time, you'll choose truth over illusion, freedom over the chains it offers. The cycle ends with you, and no temptation can stop what you're here to do. Be wary of gifts that seem too perfect, of doors that swing open too easily, beckoning you toward wealth, fame, or acceptance without effort. The demon's final move is always cunning, cloaked in kindness and dripping with promises that feel like answers to your prayers. But nothing it offers is without cost. Hidden beneath the surface of its generosity is a price far greater than you can imagine: your freedom, your future, your very soul. It will wield guilt like a weapon, twisting your emotions until you feel indebted, obligated, trapped. You'll hear the voices of those you care about, pleading, pressuring, manipulating. After all we've done for you, how can you turn your back on us? But these whispers are not born of love. They are the demon's lies, carefully crafted to chain you to the past, to the version of yourself that no longer exists. Recognizing this trap is your greatest weapon. Remember who you've become, the strength you've fought for, the clarity you now hold. You owe nothing to the chains you've already broken. Trust the voice within you, the one that whispers warnings when something feels off. The signs are there, promises that glitter too brightly, people who reappear from the shadows with perfect timing, opportunities that seem flawless but come with invisible chains. Don't be swayed by the illusions. See them for what they are. The demon is desperate now, reckless in its attempts to regain control. But desperation makes it sloppy, and you've grown too strong, too aware to fall for its tricks. Stand firm in your truth, your boundaries unshakable, your resolve unbreakable. Each choice you make now is a victory in this war, a step closer to breaking the cycle for good. This isn't just your battle, it's for those who came before you and those yet to come. You are the turning point, the one who ends what others couldn't. The demon knows this, and it's terrified. Every ounce of fear it feels is proof of your power. The final barrier is here, the last deception standing between you and freedom. Recognize it, reject it, destroy it. Victory is within reach, and it belongs to you. Chosen ones, pause for a moment and take action. Subscribe to the channel and share this message with those who need it. The journey ahead is not for the faint of heart, but for those who feel the pulse of something greater, calling them forward. This is your awakening, your chance to shed the doubts and fears that have kept you tethered to the ordinary. The Illumination Inner Order is not just a revolution. It is a beacon for those who dare to live boldly, to dream wildly, to step into the fullness of their power. Every step you take, every truth you embody, becomes a spark that lights the way for others. You are not just a participant in this world, you are a creator, a force of transformation, a living testament to what is possible when courage meets purpose. Imagine a reality where every soul rises, unshackled and unafraid, radiating their unique brilliance. That reality begins with you. Your light is not meant to be hidden. It is a fire meant to set the world ablaze with hope, with love, with possibility. So stand tall, take the leap, and know that your actions ripple far beyond what you can see. Together, we are not just dreaming of change, we are the change. The time is now. The world is waiting for your light. Let it shine. This fight was never random. It was woven into the fabric of your existence long before you took your first breath. The signs were always there, waiting for someone with the strength to notice them. The dreams that leave you shaken, the symbols that seem to follow you, the words spoken by elders that linger in your mind longer than they should. These were not accidents. They were messages, echoes of a truth your ancestors tried to warn about. They saw the darkness creeping into the family, the unseen force twisting fate, and they tried to resist. But they were silenced, their warnings dismissed as madness, their courage buried beneath generations of fear and denial. Yet their voices never truly disappeared. They've been whispering to you, guiding you, urging you to see what others could not. You are the answer to their prayers, the one they hoped for, the one who would not bow to the curse. You are their legacy, their strength reborn, destined to rise where they fell. This battle is your inheritance, and with it, the chance to finish what they could only begin. Look deeply into the threads of your family's history. Do you notice the echoes? The same struggles, the same losses, the same shadows that have haunted each generation. This is no coincidence. It's the curse weaving its way through time, repeating its torment, waiting for someone strong enough to end it. That someone is you. You are the culmination of their hopes, the answer to their prayers, the one they dreamed of when they fought, when they fell, when they endured. Their sacrifices were not in vain. They were paving the way for you. You carry their strength, their wisdom, their unspoken pleas for freedom. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are wielding the power of generations, each ancestor standing with you, unseen but present. They send you signs in moments of confusion, whispers of courage when fear creeps in, and unseen hands that clear your path when it feels impossible. This is the moment they always knew would come, the moment you would rise, not as a victim of the curse, but as its destroyer. The prophecy was never just about the darkness, it was always about the light you were destined to bring. Your ancestors understood the weight of this battle, and so does the demon. But the real question is, do you? This fight isn't just about you, it's about every soul that came before you and every life that will come after. This curse has stolen joy, shattered bonds, and left scars that span generations. But it ends with you. Every choice you make, every moment you stand tall, weakens the demon's hold. It knows its time is running out. That's why the path feels heavier, why old pains resurface, why doubts creep in. These are its final weapons, desperate attempts to break you. But you are not so easily broken. You were chosen for this, not by accident, but by destiny. You are the warrior of your bloodline, the one with the courage to face what others could not. You are everything the demon fears, strong, aware, unyielding. This is not a time for retreat, it's a call to arms. Fight with everything you have. Face the darkness within and without. You are the end of the cycle, the one who turns the curse into a story of triumph. The fire within you, the anger, the pain, the strength you've buried for so long, is not a burden, it's your arsenal. These emotions, raw and unfiltered, are the tools you need to tear through the demon's deceptions and take back what was always yours. Your ancestors, the warriors who came before you, are not gone. They stand with you now, their spirits woven into your instincts, their courage pulsing through your veins. Every whisper from the past, every unspoken truth, every hidden wound has brought you to this moment. You are the sum of their battles, their sacrifices, their hopes. Yes, you carry their pain, but you also carry their triumphs, their resilience, their unyielding strength. This is not the continuation of a cursed story. This is the beginning of a new one. You are not bound by the chains of the past. You are breaking them piece by piece, rewriting the legacy of your bloodline with every step you take. The demon feels the end drawing near, its grip slipping with every step you take toward the truth. Its desperation will manifest in every form, lies, betrayals, obstacles, meant to break your spirit. But these are not signs of your failure, they are proof of its fear. With every challenge you overcome, its power fades. Victory isn't just possible, it's promised. This fight is your legacy, and freedom is your gift to those who come after you. Your children will know light where there was once shadow. Your grandchildren will grow without the weight of this curse. You are not just fighting for yourself, you are forging a new path, a future untainted by the darkness. You are the guardian of their tomorrow, the shield that ensures they will never feel the pain that haunted your past. Keep going, your strength is their salvation. Every choice you make is a strike against the demon, a step closer to its annihilation. Stand unwavering, rooted in truth, and fight with the strength of all who came before you. There is no room for doubt, no space for mercy. This is the battle that shapes the destiny of your bloodline. The demon has fed on fear and despair for far too long, weaving destruction through the lives of those you love. But now it faces its end. You are the warrior your ancestors dreamed of, the one they sacrificed for, the one they believed in. In your hands, you hold the weapon forged from centuries of resilience, sharpened by their pain and their hope. Raise it high. This is your moment. The curse ends here. The demon falls today. Your bloodline is watching, waiting, trusting in your strength. Deliver them the freedom they have longed for. You stand on the edge of transformation, ready to reclaim everything this curse has stolen. Years of joy, dreams unfulfilled, lives lost to despair. With every battle you win, you rewrite the story, restoring peace, power, and purpose to your bloodline. Others before you may have faltered, but they did not possess your strength, your unwavering clarity, or your relentless determination. Where they surrendered, you rise. When this curse shatters, a new era will dawn. Your family will finally know freedom, breathing air untainted by the shadows of the past. Old wounds will begin to heal, and fractured relationships will find their way back to trust, love, and harmony. But not everyone will welcome this change. Some have thrived in the chaos, knowingly or not, and they will resist your efforts, trying to drag you back into the darkness. Their anger, their accusations, their attempts to pull you down are signs of their fear. Stand firm, hold your ground. Your boundaries are your armor, and they must remain unyielding. This is your fight, your moment, and nothing, not even the resistance of those you love, will stop you from breaking this curse and setting your bloodline free. Their fear is not of you, but of the unstoppable force you've become. They tremble because the power you're reclaiming threatens the fragile comfort they found in dysfunction, the control they held over chaos. Let them fear. It only proves the strength of your transformation. With every step you take, the curse unravels, and healing begins to flow like a long-awaited rain. Those who suffered in silence start to feel the weight lift, their spirits rising as light seeps into places long shrouded in shadow. Doors that once seemed permanently closed now swing open, ushering in opportunities, abundance, and love. This is not luck. This is your triumph. You are restoring the balance, reclaiming the divine favor stolen from your bloodline generations ago. No longer victims, your family rises, empowered and unshackled. The darkness that fed on your pain is starving now, crumbling into nothingness without its lifeline. Your victory is more than personal. It's a revolution, sending waves through the past, present, and future, rewriting the destinies of everyone who carries your name. You are the turning tide, the one destined to shatter the chains that bound your bloodline for so long. The first to see the truth with unflinching clarity, the first to rise with the courage to face what others buried in silence. Your bravery is a spark that sets generations ablaze with hope. Long after you're gone, your name will echo in the hearts of your descendants, spoken with gratitude and awe. They will never know the torment that haunted you, the darkness that tried to claim your soul, because you stood firm, unyielding, and chose freedom over fear. This is your legacy, not wealth, not possessions, but liberation. Every step forward you take weakens the demon's hold, its power crumbling into dust. Soon, it will be nothing more than a distant whisper, a forgotten nightmare. Your family is free because of you. Your children, their children, and every generation to come will walk in light because you chose to break the cycle. You are the moment where everything changes, the curse breaker, the hero your bloodline has waited for. Today marks the dawn of a new era, the rebirth of your bloodline. What was stolen has been reclaimed, and the weight that once suffocated generations is gone. As the demon falls, the shift is immediate, a tidal wave of light crashing through the darkness that gripped your family. Chains that bound hearts and minds shatter, and the air feels lighter, freer, as if the very world is exhaling alongside you. This is the moment everything changes. Your energy radiates with newfound strength, and the universe responds. Doors that once seemed locked forever now swing open with ease. Opportunities pour in like a flood, bringing wealth, love, and joy into your life. Peace takes root where chaos once thrived, and laughter fills the spaces once ruled by anger and despair. Clarity follows this victory, revealing truths long hidden. The host of the demon, the one who carried its poison, will finally be unmasked. You will see without doubt who was manipulated, who was controlled, and who chose to stand with the darkness. But none of that matters now. The curse is over, your family is free, and the future is yours to shape. The truth rises like the sun, illuminating secrets long buried and forcing hidden dynamics into the open. Power shifts overnight as the puppet, now exposed, is stripped of control and held accountable for their role in the darkness. But even as the curse shatters, the echoes of its influence linger. Not everyone will cheer for your triumph. Some, still ensnared by the demon's fading grip, will see your freedom as a threat. They may try to pull you back into the shadows with guilt, manipulation, and hollow apologies, desperate to restore the chaos that once served them. Stand firm. This victory, though monumental, is delicate, and the path forward requires vigilance. Remember, their tactics are not about love or reconciliation. They are the last desperate gasps of a crumbling force. Trust your strength, hold your boundaries, and protect the light you've fought so hard to bring into your life. The battle may not be over, but you are stronger than ever, and this time you will not fall. In the beginning, safeguarding your newfound peace is essential. Distance becomes your ally, and your boundaries, your unbreakable armor. They are a testament to your strength, a declaration that nothing and no one will disrupt the harmony you've built. And as you stand firm, the blessings flow in, undeniable and abundant, as if the universe itself is celebrating your triumph. Prosperity fills the spaces once occupied by lack, and the weight of old debts vanishes like a distant memory. Health blooms where there was once struggle, and relationships once strained are renewed with love and understanding. Conflicts that once seemed insurmountable dissolve effortlessly, leaving behind only unity and joy. This is not mere coincidence. This is the restoration of balance, the reward for your courage and perseverance. Generations of pain have been replaced with stability, freedom, and happiness. This is your new reality, a life reborn from ashes, where the curse has been erased, leaving only the brilliance of blessings in its place. Embrace the abundance that flows into your life, the love that surrounds you, and the peace that now defines your days. You have become a living testament to the power of breaking chains and rewriting destinies. Your victory shines like a beacon, illuminating the path for others still lost in the shadows. You are the light that gives them hope, the proof that even the deepest darkness can be overcome. Your story doesn't just heal your family, it ripples outward, touching lives you may never know. This restoration is not fleeting, it is eternal. The demon's grip has been broken, its power extinguished forever. You've closed that chapter for good, securing a legacy of freedom and joy for generations to come. Your bloodline is no longer bound by torment, but lifted by the strength of your triumph. Feel this truth resonate within you, deep and unshakable. You've done the impossible, defeated an ancient force, restored balance, and claimed a future filled with light. This is your legacy. Freedom forever. The fiercest battles forge the strongest warriors, and your triumph is a testament to the unyielding power within you. Celebrate the strength that carried you through the storm, honor the courage that refused to falter, and embrace this newfound freedom with boldness and joy. This is your rebirth, your clean slate, a life reclaimed from the clutches of darkness. The demon has fallen, its power shattered, but the final test looms on the horizon. Desperation fuels its last attempt, a cunning trap woven with deception, temptation, and lies. It will strike with all it has left, but you are no longer the same. You've faced every trick, every shadow, every war it could conjure, and you've emerged victorious each time. Stand firm, unshaken. This is not a battle for survival. It is the final act of a story where you've already won. Let the light of your restoration guide you through, for nothing can undo the freedom you've claimed. Stay vigilant. The demon's tricks are nothing new. It will try to weave its web with emotional traps, fleeting promises, and hollow apologies, but you've grown beyond its reach. Trust the instincts honed in the crucible of this battle. They are sharper than ever, guiding you through every deceit. The end game is here, and you've studied its every move. From the very beginning, you were different, set apart, marked by destiny, chosen to fight this battle not just for yourself, but for all who came before. and all who will follow. The demon miscalculated, blinded by its arrogance, unable to comprehend the depth of your strength or the clarity of your purpose. You are more than a warrior. You are a creator of new realities, a force of transformation. This victory isn't just about breaking chains. It's about forging a future where your bloodline flourishes, free from the shadows of the past. Generations will rise in the light of your courage, thriving because you dared to face the darkness and rewrite destiny itself. Remember the whispered prayers of your ancestors, carried through time and fulfilled in you. Their hope, their strength, their unwavering faith, it all lives on in your triumph. Claim this victory with pride, for the darkness trembles at the sound of your confidence. Your voice, steady and unshaken, cuts through lies and reveals truth. You are no longer just surviving. You are rewriting the narrative, transforming generations of pain into a legacy of power. Fear melts into courage under your gaze, and chaos gives way to an unshakable peace. You are the turning point, the warrior who stood when others could not, the hero who refused to yield. Your family's future rests in your strength, and you hold it with unwavering resolve. Stand tall, guard your boundaries like sacred ground, and reject every whisper that tries to drag you back. This freedom is yours, it is your family's, and it is absolute, unbreakable, and non-negotiable.